it's been weird lately too. Like, I don't know if it's like, I don't know what's going on.
I think because it's cold and snowing, at least here it is.
It is too, yeah, near us too. I know Ariel doesn't have that. No snow over there. But definitely here in Ohio right now, I kind of like it. I'm like, yay, we have snow. So
I know my kids were very excited today.
yes. So Erin, I know that you have limited time, so I'm just going to do something real quick. You know, you guys know Erin. You've heard me talk about her. I love her. We spoke at Summit together 2 years ago, which was amazing, and then she spoke at Summit again this year. And you've heard her on the National Wake Up Call. And Erin is just someone who is so good at taking something and breaking it down into like ways to teach your team to duplicate it. And I've always been very extremely inspired by you because of that, because I'm like the hot mess express with ideas all over the place, and Erin's like, okay, this is where it goes, X, Y, Z. So, I mean, obviously it's gotten her a lot of success in this business. She's a 10-star diamond. You're 3-time elite, right? Mm-hmm. 3-time elite, going on 4 this year. And
working on it.
Right? I know, you got to put it into the universe, and just, you know, crushing it. You know, if you follow her on social media, you know she practices what she preaches and really loves on her team, and has been able to build a team that's very local and close to her, which is so cool. So Erin, thank you so much for taking time on Thursday to share kind of just a little bit of brainstorming with us. So I'm going to hand it over to you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So if you guys at any time cannot hear me, let me know, because I'm using my little Bluetooth headphones that I sometimes don't use for calls, but I'm remote today. My mom and I are Christmas shopping, and so we went to a few boutiques, and then we popped in a coffee shop so I could talk to you guys today. So it's another perk of our job. You know, we can literally do it from anywhere. So at any time, let me know if I need to readjust or whatever. So you guys, today, I'm just going to show you some things. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share some things that are working for me right now and our team and challenge groups and just lots of different things. So I think that, I don't know, I just feel like there's some good stuff going on. And the first thing is that I'm going to take you over to my Facebook, because Meg's like, are you okay? One of the things that I know as we grow in our businesses, and maybe some of you guys are doing this, but you're running ads or you're meeting people in social media in a way that's maybe a little bit more advanced, in a way that perhaps is like not as teachable to some of your newer coaches. And so when you're trying to help them build their list or, you know, connect with people, sometimes we get a little far removed from what it's like when you get started, and your coaches are like, well, I'm just not sure how to connect with people, or I'm just not really good at that, or it's kind of hard. And so I've recently just found some newer ways that are kind of right in front of me that make a lot of sense that I've been using to teach my coaches, and I'm doing it too, because I have this belief, and I feel like I read it in one of the books that I've read before, and it was like, you already know all the people you need to know to build your $1,000,000 business. You just have to make sure everybody knows what you do, and I do believe that. I'm from a teeny tiny small town in southern Indiana. I graduated from high school with 142 kids in my graduating class. Like I didn't know a lot of people. My social media had 150 people on it, and I still have not maxed out my friends on Facebook, but I'm still like meeting new people every day, because I believe that like everywhere we go, we just have to let people know who we are and get to know them. And so I'm hoping that my Wi-Fi and everything works really well, but I'm showing my teams how to connect with people through groups. Okay. So I'm going to open my groups. And so the thing of it is I'm turning lemons into lemonade in this way, because I have a lot of people in my social media networks that have added me to their lip sync groups or their Matilda Jane groups or their whatever other like MLM kind of groups. And I teach my coaches never ever do that. But what I've come to understand or to believe, now I can tell this is loading very slowly, so I'm going to hope this works for us today. I'm going to scroll down, like I'm in all these groups. Well, I manage a lot of different groups, obviously. And I'm going to find this group that I've been doing a lot of my connections through. Sorry, bear with me for a second. But like, isn't this a great, like you're already surrounding yourself in other groups. Okay, hold please. I want to find it. It's my Matilda Jane group. Like there's just like Matilda Jane rep in our area that's just killing it. And she has this group of 1,000 women that are all moms that have girls, my daughter's age, and they all like to buy them dresses. So they're kind of like already in my group. Oh, where is she? Please. I found it this morning because I was talking to some people in it. Okay, well, I'm just going to have to find something else. I'm going to find a different one. Melissa Smith is on a new adventure. What is she doing? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to use this one. My friend Destiny's group. She was on an adoption adventure. Okay, so here's a group that I'm a part of. Okay, and so what I noticed from this group is there's 138 members. Well, I can see that because I'm a member of this group. So first of all, what Facebook is doing is they're going to show me who moderates the group, whatever, but also who my friends are who are in the group. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So I can go through and see who are my friends that are in this group. And it's going to show me everybody that's in this group. And I already know if they are in my Beachbody community and family or not. And a lot of these people are not. And they're people that I went to high school with that I don't talk to on a daily basis that aren't showing up in my news feed. But that are people that know my friend Destiny. And these are the perfect people to reconnect with or send them a message. And so a lot of times I feel like we forget who we're already connected to and who we're already friends with because we just get distracted by everything else around us. And this is a really great way to just kind of jump in there and see who's in there. So like Amanda and Miss Jen and Rachel, like they're all people that I know that I haven't talked to in years. So that these would be perfect people to connect with. And so I might just click on them and go to their profile. And one of the first things I would tell my coaches to do is to go and comment and ask a question on one of their first posts. And a goal of mine that I tell my new coaches is to do this for at least 20 people every single day. But this is awesome because if you go to this, again, this is not all looking for you would see their beautiful faces. What's happening too is I'm going to get down here and it's going to show me, I don't know, maybe I'm not, I know I'm not friends with everybody in here, but it's also going to, I don't know what the right word is, but it's going to make the list in a way too where it shows me all the people in the group who I'm not friends with, but it'll say people you're not friends with that you have things in common with. And it's going to give me a whole list of people that I'm not friends with, but it'll say that I have some in common with them. And normally it's mutual friends. And so I can scroll through that and find new people to then add. So I think using the existing groups that other people have added us to is actually could be something that's to our advantage. It's a very easy way to teach our new coaches how to add people to their network and also then how to connect with people too. So I'm really digging that right now. Okay, did anybody, had anyone already been doing this at all? Have you thought about this before? No, this is new? Okay, this is good. Okay, good. I like to make sure it's new and you're not like, okay, Meg already taught us that, Erin. Like, seriously. Okay. Okay, so that is going well for me right now. I have no idea why this isn't loading, but at least you can hear me right now, so that's a good thing. Okay, something else that's kind of fun right now is that in my current challenge group, we have decided, well, our current challenge group is the Road to 80-Day Obsession, okay, with my challengers. And I took my coaches out of my challenge group. Like a lot of time, like I'm kind of like really nice and I don't like to tell people no. And I let my coaches hang out with me, even if they're like a working coach or what I call a VIP coach. And I let them just stay in my challenge groups because I'm like, well, they said yes to me. They should still stay with me. Well, for this month, I want to make sure that I'm really working with my challengers very well and making sure I help them get the results and that they know all about the products and Energize and recovery. And I make sure they're prepared to do 80-Day Obsession. And so I took my coaches out of my group. And our entire downline is running a coach-only challenge group. And it's really freaking awesome. Like, I love it so much. But what this is doing my challenge group much smaller. And I'm co-leading my challenge group with two of my newer rock star coaches, ones that say, I want to be a diamond. I want to build this business. So I've chosen to strategically choose who I'm co-leading with because we've got a lot of good energy going in. But we noticed that a lot of our challengers were like, who's Jessica and Stephanie, these other co-leaders? I said yes to you, Erin, and people were kind of hesitant to check in with their photos, or they just weren't really engaging, as much as we wanted to. So we started this point system. And I think Meg and I presented on this summit 2 years ago ago. And I was like, I am not implementing a lot of the things that we talked about. And so what we did is we just created a super duper simple point system where, and we posted this, and this is something you could implement at any point in time, but they get 1 point for logging their Shakeology, and they get 2 points for logging it with a picture, 1 point for logging their daily workout, 2 points for a picture. And then there are bonus points available each day on the daily post that they could earn. And they have to keep track of it themselves. Okay, it's the key, because I don't, that's just not my thing. I don't have time to keep track of everybody's points here and there and everywhere. And so, but at the end of the week, the top 10 point earners will earn rockstar status. And we'll recognize them in some way. But the thing of it is I also I just made that graphic on Canva. But then I also, can you see this where it says it's totally possible, Meg? Can you see that? So this is like what they're keeping track of, and they'll have a new one for every week. So I just created this in Canva. I created it as a photo so they could see it, but I also uploaded it to our files as a PDF so they can print it. And this is where they keep track of their points Monday through the weekend. But they also can write down their goals for their daily water intake, their number of workouts they want to get done that week, percentage of clean eating, their starting weight and ending weight for the week. And then a reflection on how they did that week and their total points. So I actually gave them a worksheet because that's the teacher in me. And I can send all of this stuff to you guys, okay, at the end of this. But this was something too that it's pretty, it's pink, it's totally possible. I'm bringing in Carl's theme for the end of the year, all of that kind of stuff where they can have their own tracking and log. And I know Abby's on here, and Abby and I are in the 2D mindset, and we've learned so much from writing things down and, and holding ourselves accountable to ourselves by tracking and writing things down. I was like, well, what if we could kind of get, knowing that 2D mindset's coming and knowing that it involves a lot of tracking and paying attention, what if we could start to get our people used to tracking now, and writing things down and being held more accountable to tracking. And I mean, that's what we need to do as coaches too. So it's just this very simple behavior that we can get our challengers to get used to. So then when they become a coach and we're like, okay, so now we have to track our conversations and track this and track that. It's just like, it's simple, and it's very easy that way. So this is working for us in our challenge group. So for us, what they do is they keep track of this, and they post this at any time on Sunday. After they've completed their activities, they'll post it, and they'll just take a picture of their tracker and post it in our group, and that's how we'll know how many points they have. I could create a Google file or doc or something they could put them there, but I think this is just simple. Like, I'm just all about keeping things simple in my life right now as our team pushes for elite. Like, I'm like, we got to keep this simple up in here. And then so let me show you too. Hopefully it'll load. Like in the challenge group, an example of this happening in action. So like my morning post might have, it'll say 5 points, so you can see that like this is a Throwback Thursday challenge. And it really is kind of funny because I posted this photo of me from college, but 5 points for sharing. But what I'm noticing is we have more of our participants that are posting with a photo that probably wouldn't have. What I like about it is you see people posting with photos that aren't like scary. Like, oh, look, here's my Shakeology, things like that. So you see more interaction, and you do see people posting more. And, I'm making sure that I strategically share like that I'm drinking recovery and energize and things like that in my group too, because I want everybody to see that that is something that we need to be doing, on this journey. Okay. So that's really cool. But what I did before they even joined this group, because I'm doing a lot of co-leading, and I want to make sure that, because I think co-leading groups with your new like apprentice coaches is super important because they want to feel comfortable and confident and want to lead together. But I also want to make sure that the people who say yes to me have me to help them like create the baseline of knowledge that it takes to be successful. And so this is something new that I did because what I recognized was that, we're doing a preseason week, right? We do a preseason week before our challenge group start, and then day one it starts. But our preseason posts were coming from where we were dividing and conquering. Okay, like I was doing one day, and then Jessica was doing something on food prep, and then Stephanie was doing something on Shakeology. And me being the like type A control freak teacher that I am, I'm like, oh, I would have said something differently. And that didn't really come from me. And so my challengers weren't really paying attention to Stephanie or Jessica, And so what I did, and this is something that I'm so excited about because it's ongoing, because also I was having this like battle, like, well, somebody said yes to me on the 15th, but our group started on the 1st. So they're going to get added to the group, and they kind of missed all the groundwork, you know, and they're not going to scroll back, whatever. So I just created my own Facebook group called Challenge Group 101. And every time I sign up a new customer, whether they're VOD only or Shakeology only or Challenge Pack, I don't care. I'm going to add them to Challenge Group 101. And I told them, I said, and this is also something I can offer people, right? Like, you are going to get this challenge group and accountability group, but you also get a 7-day online course that teaches you how to get this party started right. And so this was something that just started, and it was like my most favorite thing that I've done in a long time. And so my mom's over here laughing at me, like, but I'm like saying, this is my favorite thing I did. But what I did, and I didn't go back and add all the my old people. I'm just like, I'm starting this simple. So there's like 15 people in this group or something. And I even let my brand spanking new coaches, if they got a new challenger, they could add them to this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it just helps show people the way. But so what I did, you can see from my cover photo over here, is that these are my 7 lessons. How to use BOD, the success mindset. Like, I want people, like, that's a whole part of this. It's like, and it's my explanation of what is the success mindset. All about meal planning, all about meal prepping, making the perfect Shakeology, tracking your results, and setting your goals. And so some of these were videos of me, like, in my kitchen. Some were live videos. Like, I did a live video for making your Shakeology. You know, some of them were just text a lot. And I gave so many resources, so many of my own meal plans, so many of my own templates. Like, this is where you go to get all me and my coaching. Like, this is what you get when you say yes to me. And this was like the simplest thing in the whole wide world for me to do, because it's only 7 lessons, you know? And so, but this is where, you know, my people got this from me. The people in that bigger challenge group don't get this, because they didn't say, everybody in there didn't say yes to me. This is what you get when you say yes to me. You know, it's online, it's exclusive, whatever. But like, and this is like my welcome post. And like, so as soon as I add somebody new, no matter what day it is, I go onto this welcome post and I add them below and I tag their name. So then they can find the group and all this kind of stuff. So, and I told them when I added them, like I said, make sure as soon as you're done, feel free to remove yourself, or you can stay there forever if you need those lessons and you need to go back and you need to get those resources. So this was something that I was really excited about, and it's also extremely duplicatable. And I find as our teams grow and we're wanting to train our coaches, you know, this is a great, very, very easy thing that they could do too. And they can come in and learn from us. But this is where you set your people up for success. And then you can always add them like at any point in time. I mean, and think about how valuable this will be when we start 80-day obsession, because I might be on day 40, but somebody's coming in on day 1, and I can say, okay, here's how you do this. And I can feel confident about that. And because even the thing is I'll say, you know, hey, Megan, I just added you. Read the first post, go to post number 1, and let me know once you've completed that, because I want to know and I want to help you make sure you go through this. So it's easier to make sure that you're helping your peeps that way. Okay, I think that's all I have right now. What do you want to say, Meg? I can show you more things, but I think that's good for now.
That was amazing. Like, I feel like my mind was just blown. So, okay, so they do the 7 days, and then, so say that they sign up on December 1st, or what is it, January 1st, or before that. So like December 20th, and your group doesn't start till January 1st. Do you just keep them in that 7-day group and kind of hold them accountable, and then add them into the January 1st group?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes so much sense. That's awesome. Because then
because I have someone who's going to sign up today, and I'll put them in there. Okay. Because the very first lesson is how to use your BOD. Yeah. And it has, like, you know, look at the different workout programs. And so it'll allow us to start a conversation, because she won't be ready to go into the group that's going on right now. She's going to have to wait. And so, but it'll be perfect, because then she can play, she can do the challenge du jour, she can do all that kind of stuff until it's day 1.
And you don't have to keep reposting the posts, right? It's all in there, so people can just go through it on their own. And I also loved how you recommended, like, your What is Coaching and another group. You guys have seen, but in groups you can do that. Like, you can recommend, like, you should join this group and this group, because nosy people will totally join those groups. That's awesome.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I need to do a point system too. Yeah, guys, do you have any questions? We got 7 minutes. Any questions? I feel like this is always like the awkward part of the Zoom where you're like, do. I'm going to be like Erin and be like, I'm not going to ask any questions. You guys have to ask questions.
You just can't ask me about how I stay organized because I don't. Okay. So you just can't ask me how I keep track of names and people and if I use Teamsy or this or that, because I still don't have a good system. So 5 years later, I'm still like keeping a notebook with like my to-do list in it. And like every day I just like write down what I have to do that day. So like I still don't have a good, you just can't ask me that.
Does it get confusing at all? I think I heard you mention that you add any new client into that Facebook challenge group 101. So if they're just purchasing Clean Week, or they're just purchasing BOD, or they're just purchasing Shakeology, are you running into any issues with, like, because you're covering everything that would be in a challenge pack? Okay.
No, it would make me have FOMO if I was in there and I only got BOD, you know? So I think it's presenting the whole solution, which is what you ultimately want people to get to. And I even talk about that in the success mindset. Because my big thing is that you have the total solution when you say yes to your coach and you get your challenge back. You have this, you have your fitness, your nutrition, your accountability. What you also have to have is your mindset, and that's just me being reminded as we're in this 2D mindset that like we are the ones that decide if we succeed or not. And so like we talk a lot about affirmations, in that one and how you just have to wake up every day and remember why you started, that kind of thing. And so I think that because that's the total solution. That's the number one thing I always present to everybody. They may not always say yes to the total solution. Just like with the 80-day obsession challenge packs, I'm going to present the Rockstar challenge pack, to begin with, or the committed, I can't remember what we're calling it, the committed, I'm totally committed challenge pack. And then offer whatever. It's like the best, it's psychology. It's the best option. It's the better option. It's the good option. And so you present that. And if they don't say yes to BOD, they're going to get in there and be like, okay, well, I'm missing out a little bit, but at least I have my BOD. So I think it's fine. I don't think it matters. We're all grown-ups. They're grown-ups,
Yeah, no, I love that. And yeah, even if they do the 3-day refresh and they go in there, they might be like, oh, so that is going to be my next is to try, which is our goal.
Yeah.
Once people do a 3-day refresh or Clean Week to keep moving them through. So it almost does it for you.
And I'm not like focusing on Clean Week. I mean, I did, but if I was to like share Clean Week with someone, I probably would, it would be if I was doing just a Clean Week group or something like that. Now I have come back, like if people say no, like to every option, I'll say, well, you could try it with Clean Week. And I do think that group will still prepare someone for Clean Week, because they're going to have their Shakeology, they're going to have to use Beachbody on demand, all of those kind of things. So.
Oh, for sure. Or Clean Week can even be like the bonus to a challenge group type thing. Mm-hmm. So I love that. I think that's such a great idea. Okay, guys, we got 3 minutes. Any other questions? Yes, no, maybe so.
And with people navigating that, I run a similar thing, a prep week group that I'd add people to like every Monday, but I'm doing all the work every week. So this could be great to not post all my posts every week. But I think that would be helpful because sometimes there's just 1 or 2 people starting in a week, and then it's not awkward that you're running a group for 2 people. How are you finding that they're navigating like the posts?
Well, I told them to like, I actually told them that you're going to use the search box, search for post number 1, search for post number 2. And I have a very simple, like it says post 1, post 2, post 3, and there's 7 posts. And also I think being the cover photo, it will help them say, oh, which one have I not heard or whatever, the cover photo shows the curriculum basically. And so I just told them to use the search bar to find each post. And then everything beyond that's kind of bonus resources. So again, there's not that much happening in there. It's only set up to where I'm the only one allowed to post. So like if a member comes in and they want to ask a question, they're going to have to do it below one of my posts. So there's really not that much. There's maybe 10 or 11 posts in there. So it's really not that hard, I don't think, to navigate. And I think being the cover or the cover banner, whatever, being the lessons, I think that helps make it like more streamlined too.
Yeah, and it's so much less work. Like anything that you can turn into a system like that, it's going to save you so much time. Because even if we're copying and pasting the same post, guys, it still takes away from something else that we do, So
yes. And I mean, and I could like delete it all and redo it if I wanted to, or schedule them in and whatever. And I did the first week, but now they're there. And so I'm just adding people and they're just not going through it. Because some people want to do it all at once. Some people are like, oh, I can only do it on Saturday. So it's just self-paced that way. And I mean, and for me, like I write anytime I have a new person, I always write their name down, like in my, like on my monthly planner. So I keep all my names of my new people. So they're on my mind like every single day. And so I'm making sure that each day I'm connecting with one of those new customers in some way, shape, or form too. So.
Genius. And it makes it so much easier. So much easier. Okay, one more question, guys. Anything? 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 And Abby, and Ariel, your hair, everyone's hair looks so pretty. I need to go shower. Nothing? Nothing? Okay, well, Erin, thank you so much. I know you're going Christmas shopping. Tell your mom I said hi, and your husband I said hi. And thank you for sharing these nuggets with us, because they're actionable things, that I highlighted and was like, okay, I'm putting that into place right now. I'm going to go through and have my assistant create the graphics, and I'll share it with you guys if you want it. Or we know Abby's amazing at graphics, so maybe she'll create it before I even get to it. You know what I mean? We'll share everything. So Erin, thank you so much. Guys, thanks for hopping on. I will put the recording in the Diamond Above group, and I love you guys all. And if you have any tips